The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it! Don't scare me like that!
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off.
And this dark red stain. Blood? This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife?
Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one. Really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it.
There was a murder at the police department? A detective?
That's hush-hush information, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection! Wait a second. You said 5:15? That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Order! Order! Order!
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places?
The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here.
Hold it! Excuse me, special?
Mm-hmm. Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might that special thing be this little tag?
Oh, sorry, Rido, but I can't say that now. Not that.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That's quite a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess.
Hold it! On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Aji?
I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right?
I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case.
Ooh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing, and one thing only.
Well, how was the detective killed?
How was he killed? Now, that's the interesting part. It's what we in the force call a stabbing. With a knife.
A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman.
That's the spirit we're cooking now. But, you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder.
Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman.
Objection! Wait a second.
Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection.
This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean?
Aha! An honest-to-goodness what do you mean from the judge. This is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12, 2.
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get?
Aha!
When he wrote this note, he was holding the paper upside down.
SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief?
Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Rido.
I win? Ah, what game is this guy playing?
This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
Hold it! So this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon?
Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.